Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Obi Moniz. What you saw earlier was the 1990s bracket of the Tag Team Turmoil Tournament, which will continue next week. But today is a special event. It is our prediction show because this Sunday, Clash of Champions is happening at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, leading up to the kickoff show. And then the regular outline is at 7 o'clock p.m. You can catch it at the WWE Network, or if you want to subscribe to the Thunderdome and watch it live through your internet providing service, that by all means, hey, it is what it is. All right. But hey, quite of a lineup that's taking place for this Sunday. Originally, before last Monday, there were only four scheduled matches, but out of nowhere, all these matches started reoccurring, all these events. And we're going to break it down to you, each and one of them. But very interesting that I would like to say, and let me bring in Hector here, that I feel that's the main focus here is no other than the WWE Championship with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I think SmackDown has what it takes to really dominate in every brand when it comes to storyline and leaning out to what's going to happen in the following weeks compared to Raw and NXT. But I'm just curious between the relationship between Roman Reigns and Jay Uso. I mean, look, they're related, bloodline, everything. I mean, we've seen pictures from when they were childhood, and that last episode of SmackDown made me realize, hey, something suspicious here when he's all like, hey, hey, and then all of a sudden, when Uso turns his back on him, he got that mean ass look, and Paul Heyman's looking at him. So what's your take on that?
I'm kind of curious about the relationship between Roman Reigns and um, Paul Heyman. I mean, I don't know. I just feel that this is going to be a bad night for Jey Uso. I think Roman Reigns, I'm hoping that, he does what he looked like he's going to do, and be that heel, that strong heel on the SmackDown side, because playing both sides right now, I don't think that's going to really work for him. He needs to pick and choose what he's going to be. And, I don't know if he's just doing that to just kind of throw Jay off his game or what the case is. I'm hoping that's what the case is, but I don't think Jay's going to see it coming.
No, that it's it's pretty. I'm glad that you mentioned that. Another story that that's going to be on the kickoff show is Zanina Vega. All of a sudden has a title match. I mean, listen, like here's an article on the HHWshow.com that I had to write this article and see, hey, this is a controversy because the fact that there is a special superstar that deserves to be the number one contender and is not getting that push, but instead is doing promos like Bianca Belair. As you see here, we got Bianca Belair in the corner, but yet Zanina Vega came out of nowhere to disengage with Andrade and and Angel Garza from their tag team and went on her own because she was so frustrated to be a manager and then found herself in a match with Asuka. I mean, to me, I don't even think that's even the right match for this weekend.
Yeah, but what is a right match, honestly, right now? Maybe this is going to help her, elevate her singles career, maybe against Bianca Belair, maybe start a feud there somewhere down the line, But I'm glad that she broke off from those two clowns, because nothing was really working there. But I'm really excited to see what she can do by herself. I mean, we've seen what she did Monday night. She did win her match.
Really?
Yeah.
We're gonna go there.
Well,
I mean that looked like step by step type of match because I mean it didn't look at it for one, it didn't look real. Two, it looked like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Everything was in slow motion. The moves weren't that great. I don't know if it was Mickey Jane that was hurt and she continued to wrestle, or maybe Selena Vega's been away from the ring for quite some time that they're giving her an opportunity. And the fact that since the 15th of September, we started celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So was not to say that that push was geared to that itself.
Yeah, it's possible, but and you speaking of that, it's like I think everything last night was, what are you going to do next? And I think everybody was off their game. If you really paid attention to every match last night, I think everybody did not know what to do next, and stuff like that. I think everybody was just off on their A game last night, but that's here or there. So
Right. And I didn't do any research to see if there was any last minute changes because it seems like every week type of deal that a lot of changes happen at the last minute. But I mean, I wasn't really that satisfied for what I saw the last Monday Night Raw. But they say when things start getting the gray area, they quickly could turn it around, especially
mhm.
for this pay per view event. But hey, let's get started here with our prediction show. There's so much to cover. Uh, here we go. First match, again, it is the kickoff show with the WWE Raw Women's Champion Asuka versus Zanina Vega. Uh, briefly touched bases already. I don't think Vega is in that caliber to try to win the title, and I believe Asuka is gonna just is gonna she's gonna take it over. The match won't even last 15 minutes. So Asuka will take it and it'll be complete.
No, I agree. Oscar's going to win this match. Hopefully, Selena Vega could put on a good little clinic of a match. Show a couple of moves, something that she's probably good that she could potentially show in the future here. But I think Oscar's going to win this match.
Look, the storyline that I had predicted was for Asuka and Shayna Baszler to go at it because Shayna Baszler wanted that title, and all of a sudden it got drifted to her to be a tag team with Nia Jax. So that threw me off. But then you got Bianca Belair, who humiliated Zelina Vega not once, not twice, three times. Okay, she was responsible for trying to cheat her way by poisoning Montez Ford, which is Bianca's husband. Got her ass whipped, and then all of a sudden, boom! This is what we have right now for this Sunday. That's why I feel like this has got to be a controversy. This match should never happen. I'm telling you right now, it should never happen. If not, get Selena Vega, have her tag team with somebody else, and then go for the tag team championship because alone, I'm sorry, but her performance does not persuade me for her to be a championship caliber person.
Yeah, and I think they just threw her in this because of Baszler having the tag team goal. So I think they needed maybe a heel to fill in this role. But we'll see what happens down the line. It could be a triple threat match or a singles competition later on the line where Selena Vega's caught up in this controversy for another title shot later down.
Well,
So
more on Zanina Vega as we go down to these matches here. But the next match we have is SmackDown Tag Team Championship. We have Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Lucha House Party.
Lucha, no. you know, it's been really fun watching the Lucha House Party, but we're finally seeing their true colors. Everybody wants to be the leader, and it's like it's just exploding in front of their faces here. Cesaro and Nakamura, they got a well-oiled chemistry together. I don't see them losing these belts, and I do see the Lucha House Party breaking up after this, probably.
Right. I don't know if they'll break up or what, but what I do know is that these guys are going to retain their tag team championships, and I'm glad that they didn't accept Sami Zayn to come back to make it a
Yes.
trio. For me, it's a burnout, and two, realistically, when somebody wins the Intercontinental Championship and thinks that he is the true champion,
Yeah.
knowing that you won it with the help of others, I'm sorry, you're not a true champion. But hey, that's for the next match, I believe. Well, later
Well,
down the road on that one. But hey, lead on to United States Championship. We got um, the infamous full Nelson type of guy. Um, yeah, there you go. Apollo Cruz is trying to get his belt back, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Bobby Lashley is going to tear him up and provide the hurt business because I don't see that title changing hands anytime soon.
yeah, I agree also. I think this title is going to stay where it's at. but I think it's going to be with other circumstances that's going to happen in this match. I don't think it's going to be a clean win, but Bobby Lashley is going to walk away with that belt victoriously.
And for those that think that the Retribution might do something to this match, I highly doubt it. I don't think, whatever happened on Monday Night Raw, and I think it'll continue for Monday Night Raw. I don't think that it's going to happen this match particularly. Well, hey, we'll have to see what happens there. The Women's SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus the Riot Squad.
Yeah, I had a very difficult time with this one. This was one of my matches I really had a hard time picking. I was looking at both sides. Why would the Riot Squad be champions? Why would Jax and Baszler hold on to these titles? I mean, we already know Jax and Baszler, it's no secret. They can't get along. But what it seems like when they get in the ring, they're just two unstoppable forces at the moment. And the Riot Squad, are they really on the same sheet of music themselves? You know what I'm saying? I know they're trying to get on the same page together, but there seems to still be little issues here and there. I just think for right now that the tag team champions are going to walk away with those titles just for this night only.
Yes, I agree with you there. I think the Riot Squad I think their relationship is stronger than before. I think they are establishing that trust. But as far as the tag team champions are concerned, the only way they're going to lose that is that they fight each other, that they get distracted, and one's going to leave one, and then them two are going to form another fight for later down the road pay-per-view. But not this time. I don't think so. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bayley defends her title versus Nikki Cross. It is the third time a charm for Nikki Cross.
I'm thinking baseball here, 3 strikes and you're out. I mean, she's giving it a good effort to go after this belt. I give her that. But with her best friend not having the right state of mind all of a sudden, and her being a factor, I know, like we can say the same thing for Bayley, with Sasha Banks, but Bayley, has already kind of crafted on how to keep this title for almost a whole year now and going on. So I'm sorry, Cross, but X marks the spot with you. 3 strikes and you're out. She's not going to win. Bayley's going to hold on to this belt.
Man, we're agreeing too much here, man. We need some separation. But everything makes sense. I don't see Nikki Cross unless, Alexa Bliss come out of nowhere and helps her win the title. Then Payback's a bitch, but I still see in the forefront that Bayley and Sasha Banks will go at it for the championship belt, and that seemed like a WrestleMania moment. But as far as this concern right here, Bayley will defeat Nikki Cross, and you're right, 3 strikes you're out. And will Cross turn and become Insanity? I don't know. There's so many possibilities when it comes to Nikki Cross, but this ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And speaking of what we had discussed before about Sami Zayn, it's the Intercontinental Championship. It's a triple threat match, and it's a ladders match, as a matter of fact. But I'm giving it up to my boy Jeff Hardy. He is the king on the ladder, and that's what made him with the Hardy Boys. So Jeff Hardy over AJ Styles and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he's one half of Team Extreme, and there's nothing new about that. He could do it as a tag. He could do it by himself. And I think this would be best that he wins this match, keeps the title, so it keeps Sami Zayn being that thorn on his side to go after that title. Because if we give the title to Sami Zayn, then what kind of storyline we're going to go here with that? I think it's best that Jeff Hardy holds on to this. Maybe get Sami Zayn to take on another match with AJ Styles, to see to be the number 1 contender. But yeah, I like Jeff Hardy in this match also.
I'd rather see Jeff Hardy take that belt. But you know what? No one needs to be pinned. It's all about grabbing that belt. And whoever is the champion on this one, this storyline is not going to end.
Oh, no, definitely not. because I mean you got a face, you got a heel, and you got a tweener. I mean you get the best of all three worlds there.
But you know what, man? I do miss Sami Zayn, the original character. I want that dude back, and his current form. I mean, I got it. He is the voice in his own terms, but man, I do miss the old Sami Zayn. But talking about the turn in here and stuff like that, we have the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, uh, who has just recently turned heel, coming back on Payback, and taking that title, man, away from the Fiend. It is what it is, but he'll go against his cousin Jay Uso. There's something big happening here, and I just can't grasp it yet. But I know that Roman Reigns is still going to keep the title.
Jay keeps talking about we're not kids no more. We're not kids no more. What does that got to do with anything? You're trying to tell me, you're trying to convince me that you're going to take your cousin down, that you got beat up all your life with him, and now this is the time you're going to beat him? No, sorry, that ain't happening. Have you read his shirt lately? He's coming in there, he's knocking doors down, he's going to take out his own blood. When it comes to that title, it doesn't matter whose blood. He's going to do what he's got to do to keep that belt. And unless his brother was there to help him, there's no chance Jay's going to survive this match. He may give a good fight, but at the end of the day, he's going to be outpowered.
Most definitely. I mean, I hope it doesn't they don't prolong the match so they can try to make it a match. Besides, Uso, he hasn't had that much singles competition. It's always been him and his brother. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's good to try to handle his business alone, but against his own cousin, that's not good within the family, to be honest with you, because you lose. Guess what happens? Then you go home having dinner and be like, "Yo, man, I whipped your ass," remember? Then they have their own tables match in the living room or in the dining room.
A Thanksgiving street fight.
But I think the main event of this should be this one right here. There's a lot of factors that come to this match right here.
Gosh.
Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. This is an ambulance match for the WWE Championship. And I'm at a loss here, but I'm going to go out of my way and say Randy Orton.
Oh my gosh!
I love the ending. I did. I love the ending. Came out of nowhere while Retribution was handling their business. All of a sudden, everybody was gone when Randy Orton showed up.
Yeah, definitely. And nobody decided to try to intervene in that situation and left Randy Orton standing by himself in that ring. No, they're not going to mess with the Viper. I just feel like Keith Lee is going to be intervening in this match some way, somehow. He has it out for both of them because, like I posted yesterday on the website, Keith Lee has all his losses on Raw came by disqualification because of one of these two clowns right here. They're always getting him disqualified. And if I was Keith Lee, yeah, I'd be highly upset, and I want to get some kind of retribution on both of these guys. But who would it be better for him to go after for that title than I think going to be Randy Orton? The champ over here, McIntyre, is playing the card of the jaw problem. You know what? Then get put in the ambulance, go to the hospital, get that fixed, come back and challenge for that title later on. Right. I just truly feel that Randy Orton can pull this out. He may be the slight underdog in this match, but with the Viper, you just never know. He is just so devious on how he does things, And so even if that means Keith Lee has to do what he got to do to help him just this one time, I don't know. But I just think Randy Orton is going to finally get this title. And if he don't get it now, I don't see Randy Orton ever getting another title, honestly.
Absolutely not. And I think this is it. This is the shot right here for Randy Orton.
That's it.
I know Ric Flair was mentioning that he should be the 4-time champ. He can still do that. 14-time champion. And he can still do that. I don't think he'll break the record, or reach to John Cena,
No.
which he should. I mean, because they both came in together. But you have Drew McIntyre, who actually really opened his mouth against Keith Lee. I mean, he's the first one to take initiative in fighting Keith Lee backstage. And so when you calculate all those things like you mentioned, yeah, I do got a feeling that Keith Lee will be there. But at the same time, man, I'm like, where does Keith Lee fall into everything? And,
Yeah.
and, and that is my concern right now is that we got the retribution. Okay, you got Donovan Dijakovic, you got Mia Yim, part of that crew, right? And you know Keith Lee is dating Mia Yim in real life. He
Hmm.
is best friends with Dominic Dijakovic from NXT. Okay, they have all these epic matches. Ain't it weird that Keith Lee is not a part of that group?
I know it. You're absolutely right. And the way they quote unquote attacked him, yeah, I'm telling you, I did mention that he's probably the ringleader of this whole thing. And who's to say that that might get revealed Sunday and they all throw McIntyre into the ambulance, staying away from Randy Orton. It's a possibility. Any kind of scenario can go each way with this.
Right. Absolutely right. But so are you picking Randy Orton on this?
Yeah, I'm going out of the limb and taking Randy Orton. I think all the rest of the HH crew is going for Drew McIntyre. I think this is a kind of a pick'em match, honestly. If you're gonna give it a favorite, I think McIntyre will be the slight favorite, but not by much. But since last year with Randy Orton chasing this WWE title, I have not given Randy Orton any kind of chance to win the title. I just think right now is the time, especially if Drew McIntyre is saying that his jaw is fractured, then let's see if it's really fractured. You see what I'm saying? Because if I got a fractured jaw, I don't think I can handle somebody like Keith Lee and Randy Orton at the same time.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I'm giving it to Randy Orton this one time. But like I said earlier, if he don't get it now, he's definitely never going to get it.
Man. So it's either we both win it together or not. But I'm just surprised that this is probably our first pay-per-view that we both agree on every single match. So
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Jace's or Tyler's picks, but I'm definitely going to be posting that on the HHWshow.com alongside with this broadcast here, and we'll see what happens.
I've seen their picks, and it's either you and I are going to win or one of them are going to win. Plain and simple. They're all over the place, and that's what's pretty good.
We got one more match, though, that we did not cover. I skipped over to it, and it's the Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. Now, I mentioned to you earlier about Zanina Vega, and I also mentioned to you about Hispanic Heritage Month. If there's anybody deserving for a title win, it's Andrade and Angel Garza. And not so much for the storyline. I give props to the Street Profits. I'm a huge fan. But at the time of the pandemic and leading on to everything else that's happening, the only tag team that stayed active throughout every single week is Andrade and Angel Garza. For them not winning this Sunday is a slap in the face.
Yeah.
That last match they had on Monday Night Raw seemed like, look, there was no distraction. There was no Zelina Vega. And it seemed like they got along without it. And maybe that's what they needed is like Zelina Vega need to leave. Maybe she was the distraction of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's possible.
When they had that match, six-man tag, when they had Randy Orton within the team, and Orton had them organized, and they did very well. All right? With Zelina Vega, it's like, whatever. You're the manager. Who are you again? I don't know. It's just like she wasn't that person to guide them in the right direction. But I got a feeling that this is it. I think Andrade and Angel Garza will win and become the new tag team champions.
Yeah, and just like Randy Orton, if they don't get it now, they're never going to get it. They will break up. But yeah, I can't remember the last time. Did I give them a chance or not? No, I don't think. I think I did give them a shot, and I wound up losing. I'm going to give them one more chance right now, and I think they'll be able to beat the Profits. So at least the Profits can chase the titles after them, because that little brawl that they had in the backstage, maybe that just kind of settled it, got it out the way, got the monkeys off their shoulders, so now they can focus. And even though, to me, the match was okay, but you had to figure that they were going to do it. Putting Humberto Carrillo with Dominic, just throwing them together like that was just kind of a fluke. I don't know why. And then with Murphy, he was going to be left alone. I mean, that was kind of a give me. So, yeah, I like it. I think they're going to wind up winning these belts. And
interesting storyline that you mentioned, because the next big thing will be Murphy versus Seth Rollins. That's already coming up. It has to come up. Murphy already apologized to Rey Mysterio's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and for that scene and that scene alone, that's an indicator of like, hey, you know what? He is sorry. He's asked for forgiveness. He's carrying out his business. And I think Murphy will finally realize that he is not wanted anymore with the Messiah. And I don't blame him. I mean, I don't blame the Messiah either for the goal he's trying to reach, because things always backfire because of Murphy. So, and I think this is I think we're coming close to the end of the Messiah, to be honest with you. And then realistically, look, the time is near. Okay, the time is near, because Becky Lynch will be giving birth. They said the due date's in December. This is a way for Murphy to get at Seth Rollins, sign him out, and then we'll probably see him probably during the Royal Rumble when they call his number. So if there's anything, maybe Hell in the Cell might be it, or the Survivor Series. One of those two pay-per-views might be the last for Seth Rollins until he has his baby. So we have to see on that. But for Dominic Mysterio and Humberto Carrillo being tag teams, I think that's a far stretch. I don't think they're going anywhere with them two together.
Yeah, and I don't think so. I think it was just something for them two to do, right now, since there's nothing in the singles, division for them. So why not put them in there right now? Maybe try to go after those tag team titles, especially if, we got Garza and Andrade winning it, and then maybe the Profits tailing along trying to go after that also. So I think it's good, because we're not going to see the Street Vikings anytime soon. So I think that would be
right, because Ivar is hurt and he won't be back for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
But the Hurt Business, you like them or you don't like them?
I do like them, especially, for them to stand up against Retribution like when nobody else is. Drew McIntyre says he's the leader of this locker room. He's supposed to be the leader, and he's not doing nothing about it. And so the Hurt Business is taking charge. They're taking ownership of it. I do like it, even though they have their issues with the other guys, but they're letting Retribution know that you may walk all over everybody else, but you're not going to walk all over us. No matter how many times we take a beating, you're going to know that we're going to keep coming back, and before you know it, you're going to leave us alone. So I like it. I do like it. I might have to get me a T-shirt like that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see as far as how the Retribution will be. Will they unveil the actual real leader for the Retribution? Only time will tell, and I feel like this is going to carry over big time, and it'll be perfect for the Survivor Series. For both men and women. And that's a big group. And when you start a faction, and especially that size, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, how long would it last? That is a great question, because the faction can only go for so long.
Yeah, and we've seen what they've done on Raw. We haven't seen what they've done on SmackDown yet, or what they may do. So I know they signed a contract, but are they going to be going cross-brand back and forward, or are they going to separate them and, take down SmackDown themselves? We know that the big dogs, they're going to leave them alone. I don't think they're going to mess with Roman Reigns. If they do mess with SmackDown, who they're going to mess around with, like they got the Hurt Business on Raw. So, a lot of questions. Time will tell.
Right, and then coming up in October 4th will be 1 full year since we had the draft, and that draft is definitely coming up, and especially just before Hell in a Cell. So we'll see what the difference is on that. But hey, let's do a recap real quick. What's happening this Sunday on the WWE Network? That's right. The kickoff show starts at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With the kickoff show, this is the match for the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Zanina Vega. We also have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Lucha House Party. We have the United States Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews. We have the Women's SmackDown Tag Team Championship with Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus the Riot Squad. We have Bayley and Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This is the third time for Nikki Cross to try to chase that title. We have the triple threat match. It's a ladders match for the Intercontinental Championship with Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn. The Universal Championship, we have Roman Reigns versus his cousin Jay Uso. And the main event, WWE Championship, we have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in the ambulance match. And we'll be back. We'll be here this Sunday for our post-reaction of Clash of Champions. I would like to give a big shout out to my son, Sami, who's in San Marcos at the hospital waiting for his new baby boy, Ezra King Muniz. I can't wait till I get that news from him. It's a special moment today, me being a new granddaddy, but just to see him. I know I won't be there next to him with this COVID-19 stuff, but I pray for the family and everybody else there. Big shout out to all the supporters here for the HHW show. We appreciate everything that you do and keeping us alive here on the show. But hey, don't miss our post reaction this Sunday right after the show. So not only that, but then we start predicting what's going to happen for Hell in a Cell. On behalf of Hector V and myself, Obi Muniz, thank you for watching the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. And don't forget to subscribe.
Visit the HHWshow.com sportscast where you can find all the news, rumors, updates, and predictions from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show, all 4 downs, join about the G-Men, and keys to the city. If you ever want to do a podcast, this is the place to do it. Starting at $15 a month, you can get unlimited hosting and $50 a month for the full package. Visit CloverCrestMedia.com for more information.
A big thank you to the StreamYard for their fine streaming service. On behalf of HHW crew, I am Obi Muniz. Thank you for listening to the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show.